Hello, everybody. This is the Tumble Doctor. I received a bunch of messages from people looking to improve their round-off back handspring, so I decided to make a quick video giving you 5 tips to help strengthen that round-off back handspring. Tip number 1, watch your feet. As you hurdle into your round-off, I see this all the time, and it is evident in my girl here on the left. As you go into that hurdle, don't turn your feet. So you'll see as she's landing, see how that right toe, that right foot turns out? It's like it's looking at the camera there. As a result of her turning her right leg, her left leg is going to come down and cross the midplane of her body. You see it happening right there. This forces her to lose power. The whole purpose of your roundoff is to be an accelerator. Your roundoff should speed you up, and it shouldn't slow down as you're going into it. So you can see on the right, Mr. Old Man right here, as I go into my roundoff, my left foot straight, and then my right foot doesn't have to cross the midplane of my body. My right toes are straight, so I don't lose power. My roundoff is 100% accelerating me. Whereas again, this one slows her down. Tip number 2, get your feet together at 12 o'clock. I see this all the time. I myself am not perfect at it. It happens. But if you want to maximize your power, you get your feet together at what we're going to call 12 o'clock. So see how our feet are apart here, and they don't come together till, we'll say, like 3, maybe 3:15, right there. On the right, again, I'm far from perfect, but you'll see that my feet come together quite a bit sooner. We'll call that 1 o'clock. And that gives me more power coming out of my roundoff. Tip number 3, the position that you land your roundoff in dictates whether your back handspring is high and slow or long and strong and powerful. So you can see here, as she lands, toes are hitting here. See how her feet, her calves, they're behind her butt and hips. Let's draw a line here and illustrate that a little bit better for you. So boom, if we draw a line up from like right there, see how her butt's behind that or in front of that line? Whereas here, if we draw a line up from like my heels, you see how clearly my butt and hips are behind that line. So as a result of my butt and hips being behind the line, once again, my back handspring will be longer. Her landing in this position is going to make her back handspring high. Tip number 4, open your shoulders. Now, as she comes down and starts going back into her back handspring, you can see the position of her head. Her head is back and her shoulders are in front of her. We'll call that closed shoulders. Whereas as I'm going back, I'm old. I'm not perfect. My shoulders could definitely be more open. Absolutely. But you see the difference, right? My ears are covered, whereas her ears are exposed. And if she wasn't a monster, this is how people do roundoff back handspring on their head. But she's a monster. She goes back and her shoulders remain closed to the last possible second. Between those strong legs, strong shoulders, and strong arms, she gets over, absolutely. But she's making her life way harder. Whereas keeping my shoulders open, again, accelerates me and gives me more power. The last tip is, and athletes, I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, but if you're conditioning and you're complaining to your coach about why your stomach hurts and you don't want your stomach to hurt, but then you're also asking your coach, why am I having trouble getting power out of my back handspring? Well, the two go hand in hand. A strong core allows you to snap down and create more power. Now, this young lady definitely has a strong core. That cannot be denied just by the position that she's landing in and getting over with. But the stronger your core, the faster this action happens, going from that arched to this hollow. From here to there. That's why you need a stronger core, because then you can fly. Once again, this is the Tumble Doctor. I hope this video helps at least one person working on the roundoff back handspring. Let us eat.